The Fall from the Stars. The Zurich scout ship Zurich 17 entered Earth's atmosphere in flames. Commander Virex fought to stabilize the ship, his claws tightening over the control panel. Warning lights flickered, and the gravity compensators failed. His second-in-command, Scientist Call, struggled beside him, frantically recalibrating their navigation system. This world, it's interfering with our systems. Call hissed. Impact in 20 seconds, Virex growled. Brace! The vessel plunged through thick clouds, its hull screeching as it cut through Earth's sky like a burning spear. Trees loomed ahead. Then, impact. The ship tore through dense foliage, ripping apart trees before skidding to a halt in a shallow ravine. Smoke and fire billowed into the night. For a long moment, everything was still. Then the cockpit hatch hissed open. Virex staggered out first, his dark exoskeletal armor dented. He surveyed the landscape, primitive, untamed. His species, the Zurich, had cataloged thousands of worlds, yet their database labeled this one as unremarkable, a barren rock with no known intelligent life. Yet something felt wrong. Tkal emerged, gripping a damaged scanner. Commander, our distress beacon activated before impact. If the Empire receives it, they'll send a retrieval ship. If it wasn't scrambled by whatever brought us down, Virex muttered. He turned toward the trees, his keen eyes catching movement. Something was watching them. A group of humans emerged cautiously from the darkness, their crude but effective firearms raised. Virex's eyes narrowed, bipedal, organized, sentient. Their expressions weren't mindless aggression, but calculated caution. This was no primitive species. One of them, a woman in civilian clothes, likely a scientist, stepped forward. We saw the crash, she said, voice steady. Are you alive? Virex's mandibles clicked in surprise. Fluent communication. Impossible. Tkal's hands trembled as she ran their database again. This world was supposed to be undeveloped, Commander. No intelligent life recorded. Clearly, our data is outdated, Virex muttered. One of the armed humans stepped forward. You're coming with us. Virex flexed his claws. He could fight, easily tear through these strangely bold creatures. But the logic of the situation was undeniable. They were stranded. Their ship was damaged. And these humans had technology beyond what Zurich intelligence suggested. He exchanged a glance with Tkal. Surrender. Learn. Adapt. Raising his hands, he stepped forward. We do not wish for conflict. The humans hesitated, then gestured for them to follow. As Virex and Tkal walked toward the unknown, one thing became clear. Humanity was not what the galaxy believed them to be, and that would change everything. The truth buried in time. Commander Virex and Scientist Tkal sat in a cold, sterile room deep within a human military facility. Restraints bound their arms, but they had not been harmed. It was a strange contradiction. Humanity showed both caution and restraint, unlike most species the Zurich had encountered. A door hissed open. A human woman in a white lab coat entered, followed by two armed soldiers. She carried a tablet-like device, primitive by Zurich standards, yet undeniably functional. My name is Dr. Emily Carter, she said, studying them carefully. You're not the first to come here, are you? Tkal's mandibles twitched. We are explorers. Our empire had no record of your kind. Dr. Carter's eyes narrowed. She flipped the screen toward them. Images of ancient ruins, stone structures covered in alien carvings, filled the display. Then explain this, she said. Virex and Tkal leaned forward. The symbols on the ruins were unmistakable. Not Zurich, not human, but something older. Tkal's claws trembled. This script, it resembles artifacts found on dead worlds across the galaxy. Dr. Carter folded her arms. We found structures like this all over Earth. Some are millions of years old. But there's more. She swiped the screen again, revealing a buried energy signature beneath Earth's surface. We recently uncovered a power source beneath Antarctica, one that shouldn't exist. Virex felt a chill unlike any he'd known. This world, it's not what we thought. Dr. Carter hesitated. We ran an analysis on your physiology. Your DNA is completely alien to us. But what's strange is our own genetics. Khal's eyes narrowed. What do you mean? Dr. Carter took a deep breath. There are anomalies in human DNA, markers that shouldn't exist in a naturally evolving species. Some of our genetic sequences resemble those found in artifacts from the ruins. Silence fell between them. Virex broke it first. You're suggesting that humans are connected to these ancient beings? Dr. Carter met his gaze. I think humanity is the descendant or creation of an ancient race, a species more advanced than either of us. Khal's mind raced. The Xeric Empire believed itself to be one of the oldest civilizations in the galaxy. But if humans were linked to an even older species, it meant their entire history was built on a lie. Before they could process the implications, alarms blared. The soldiers snapped to attention as a voice echoed through the intercom. Unidentified ships entering Earth's orbit. Possible hostile contact. Virex's gut twisted. Someone heard our distress signal. Dr. Carter turned pale. Who? Khal exhaled sharply. If they know what lies beneath this planet, then we are all in grave danger. The truth was out, and someone wanted it buried forever. The shadows that watch. The sky burned with unnatural light. Dr. Emily Carter and Commander Virex stood on the rooftop of the military facility, gazing upward as three massive vessels emerged from the void. Their hulls were dark, jagged, and predatory. DRA Car warships. Khal's mandibles tightened. They found us. The DRA Car Dominion was feared across the galaxy, a brutal empire that conquered and erased civilizations that challenged their rule. If they were here, it meant only one thing. They knew about Earth's secret. The facility's intercom crackled. This is General Hart. We have incoming transmission from the DRA Car. All personnel to battle stations. A deep, guttural voice echoed through the command center. Inhabitants of Earth, surrender the Xeric prisoners and all artifacts related to the Firstborn. Failure to comply will result in planetary cleansing. A chill ran through the room. Dr. Carter clenched her fists. Firstborn, so it's true. Virex turned to her. You know that name? She exhaled sharply. It appears in the ruins. If the DRA Car are using it, that means they've been hiding something from the galaxy for a long time. Khal's claws tapped anxiously. They don't just want us. They want to bury this planet's history. The DRA Car feared the Firstborn because they erased them. The room buzzed with tension as General Hart spoke. If we give you what you want, will you leave Earth in peace? Silence. Then, the DRA Car warlord's voice slithered through the speakers. No. A plasma blast ripped through the sky. The lead DRA Car ship fired on a civilian satellite, sending debris tumbling toward Earth. It was a warning. Dr. Carter turned to Virex. If we fight, do we have a chance? Virex's mandibles twitched. Against the DRA Car fleet? No. But if we awaken the Firstborn technology beneath your world, then maybe... General Hart's voice cut in. Then we make our stand. Understood. Underscore. Deep below the ice. Within hours, a joint team of human soldiers and Xeric scientists descended beneath Antarctica. The air was thick with ancient energy. This place is active, Khal whispered, scanning the enormous chamber. Towering structures of black metal and glowing blue conduits lined the cavern walls. At the center stood a colossal, dormant machine, humming faintly. Dr. Carter placed a trembling hand on the console. It's waiting for something. Virex's eyes locked onto the ancient inscriptions. He exhaled sharply. A key. Khal's claws trembled as she held up a Xeric data crystal, one encoded with their empire's oldest records. We might have what it needs. As she inserted the crystal, the cavern rumbled. The machines awoke, pulsing with power. Above, in orbit, the DRA Car warlord snarled as his sensors flared. They've activated something. Prepare to erase them all. And Earth's final battle began. The fire of humanity. The DRA Car fleet descended like a pack of starving beasts. Their warships hovered over Earth's atmosphere, cannons glowing with energy, ready to erase all traces of the Firstborn's legacy. Inside the Antarctic ruin, alarms blared as the ancient machines awoke, their circuits pulsing with long-dormant power. Virex, Call, and Dr. Carter stood before the control console as glyphs shifted and reformed, responding to the Xeric data crystal. "The system is recognizing the input," Tall said, voice trembling. "It's rewriting itself." Dr. Carter's fingers flew over her tablet. "This isn't just a machine, it's a beacon." Virex turned sharply. "A beacon to where?" Before she could answer, the ruins shook violently. A deep, thrumming hum echoed through the chamber. Outside, the ice cracked, revealing hidden structures buried for millennia. Towers of unknown metal rose from the frozen earth, forming an intricate network of defenses. The Firstborn were not gone. They had been waiting. Underscore. The sky burns. Above Earth, the DRA car fleet fired first. Bolts of plasma streaked toward the planet. But before they could strike, something impossible happened. The air itself shimmered. A colossal energy shield flared to life, absorbing the attack. The same ruins that had been buried for eons now defended Earth, as if the planet itself had remembered what it once was. Inside the Antarctic chamber, Dr. Carter's eyes widened. These ruins aren't just remnants. They're a defensive network. Virex's mandibles spread in awe. The Firstborn designed this world to awaken when it was threatened. Kale's voice was sharp. "Then let's see if it still works." She slammed a control panel. Across the planet, hidden Firstborn structures emerged. Ancient satellites, buried beneath layers of rock and ocean, came online. Energy pulses shot into the sky, targeting the DRA car fleet. The hunters had become the hunted. Underscore. The turning point. The DRA car warlord watched in horror as his fleet's weapons failed. His ships, once the apex predators of the stars, were now helpless prey before a force older than his empire itself. "This planet should not have this power," he snarled. "Fall back now." But it was too late. A final surge of energy erupted from Earth's core, sending out a signal, not just to the DRA car, but to the entire galaxy. A message, clear and undeniable. We are humanity. We are the heirs of the Firstborn, and we will not be erased. The aftermath. The DRA car fled, their empire shaken to its core. Earth had survived. As the dust settled, Dr. Carter turned to Virex. "This changes everything." Virex nodded. "The galaxy will know your name now. They will fear you or follow you." And with that, humanity's place among the stars was born.